For any business, having accurate financial reports, ones that you can understand easily, it's crucial. But sometimes those ERP systems can make that, well, kind of challenging. I think we've all been there, staring at a report and thinking, do these numbers even make any sense?
Exactly. So today we're going to explore this common issue that a lot of Acumatica users run into, and more importantly, how it can be fixed easily.
Yeah, it's interesting how such a small detail can cause these major headaches, right? When it comes to financial data.
Absolutely. And that's why today we're joined by Deba, an associate functional consultant at Tiana Solutions, and they have an impressive track record. Over 250 unique ERP scenarios tackled in just 3 years.
Well, that's a lot of problem solving.
Right. In this case, it really highlights their, expertise. Deba was working with a client who was having trouble with their financial reports. And the problem, well, they were missing a very basic but crucial element, the $sign. It sounds simple, but missing that little visual cue can really lead to misinterpretations and wasted time trying to just figure out the data.
Exactly. Our brains are kind of wired to look for patterns. And that $sign, it instantly tells us, hey, we're dealing with currency here.
Right.
So I'm curious, how did Deba approach this? Did they have to go deep into the system's code, or was there a simpler fix?
Deba actually found a really elegant solution, surprisingly straightforward. They modified the report formatting settings in Acumatica to include the $sign right before the amounts.
Wait, really? That simple?
It really was. And that's what's so impressive about Deba. They didn't overcomplicate things. They understood the core problem and found the most direct solution.
That shows a deep understanding of Acumatica.
Yeah.
So walk us through what Deba did, step by step, to make that $sign appear.
So based on Deba's explanation, first, they opened up the report in Acumatica's report designer. Then they selected the specific fields where they wanted to add the $sign. And next, they added a formula. Actually, they provided two different options to make sure the $sign appeared before each number.
Okay, so they added a formula. Can you break that down a little? What do those formulas look like?
Sure. So the first option Deba gave was really simple. It's literally just typing a $sign followed by a space and then using a placeholder represented by 0. And that pulls in the actual number from the report. The second option was a bit more technical, using a format code C2. Stands for currency with 2 decimal places.
Interesting. So 2 approaches, same result. It's good to have options.
Exactly. And it also emphasizes, not just solving the problem, but explaining why it works.
Absolutely. Now, some people listening might think, this seems so basic. Why couldn't the client just figure this out? But that's the thing about ERP systems. What seems simple can be really complex under the hood.
It's like an iceberg, right? You see the tip, but underneath there's this whole massive structure. And without the right knowledge, you can easily get lost.
Yeah, and that's where someone like Deba, with their deep Acumatica knowledge, really shines. They have that expertise to navigate all that complexity and give solutions that are effective and easy to understand.
It's all about bridging the gap between the technical and the practical needs of a business.
Exactly.
You prevent bigger headaches later.
Absolutely. And it's not just about fixing things, it's about making your system work better. Every little change gets you closer to, really maximizing that ERP investment.
Right.
This deep dive, I think it's really highlighted how important it is to pay attention to those details, to understand how your ERP works and knowing when to call in the experts. Sometimes those tiny tweaks make a huge difference in how efficient things are and how users experience the system.
And if you're ever feeling stuck, overwhelmed, remember there are resources out there, like Tiana Solutions. Their team of consultants, they've seen it all.
Exactly. They can help you streamline your processes, get your reports accurate, and ultimately make better decisions for your business. So as you go about your day, think about this. What little improvements could you make to your Acumatica system, the ones that could have a big impact? You might be surprised by what you find. If you need some help along the way, Tiana Solutions is there. Give them a call at 678-910-2774. They're ready to help you succeed with your ERP.